Alright, so we got a GM throttle body injection, late 80s, early 90s. We're gonna rebuild this thing. We got a kit from Wheeler Brothers because this is government work. So I got my young ward Phil here with me. Why don't you open that up and lay the pieces out here carefully. Make sure you don't drop any of them though. We're just gonna replace them as we go. So the first thing, we should go over the tools we have. We've got a T25 here, 1/4 inch drive. Got a T30, 3/8 drive. I got a T15, a 3/8 drive, a 3/4 wrench, 1/4 inch ratchet, a T20 screwdriver, and my 3/8 ratchet. Oh, you know what else I need? I think it's back there, Phil. It's my a brush, plastic brush. You want to see if you can grab that? I gotta open this thing. It's either on my cart or on my wooden part of my toolbox, something like that. You see it? Thank you. Alright, so this is as much a lesson for the viewers as it is for you, Phil, so you pay attention too, okay? Alright, so here's all our parts. Those are for, remember last time we did this, I wasn't sure, those go on the fuel lines. 2 fresh O-rings. I'm gonna go right on the end of these lines. So here's the motor without the throttle body on it. These O-rings right on the end of these fuel pipes, you got 2, an in and an out. We're going to be replacing those 2, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is pull the injector out. That's a T20. This is the hold down. We're going to take the hold down off. We're going to set that aside somewhere safe. Let's see if I can get this thing out. That's tight. There we go. Now on this fuel injector there should be an O-ring here and an O-ring here. Those I think we're going to replace here as well. Gonna set that aside. We're going to take our 3/4 wrench. We're going to crack these fittings loose. If I can get them. There's one. Wow, those are tight. Wow, these don't feel great. Okay. There's one. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take the old parts, set them to the right, collect the stuff from the left. We're going to reinstall this. Alright, do me a favor, come put your weight on that if you can. Hold on. There we go. That's probably going to be the hardest part to take off. Alright, so we got another one there. Wow, why are these so crusty? This one's actually a little better. Alright, do me a favor, put your weight on this again. tighten this up. Okay, so now those two fittings are nice and tight. Next thing we're gonna do, let's see, I think these are, do you remember, Phil? I think these are the O-rings for the fuel injector, right? Okay, so we'll take the bottom one off. We'll take the top one off if I can get it to cooperate. Come on, there we go. O-ring. Okay. All right, all new O-rings on our injector there, so that's good. What did I do with the other old? Oh, there we go. So there's our old stuff there. All right, next thing we're gonna do, I believe this is for the IAC valve. You remember the last time we did this? There's no real cleanable parts in here.
Yeah.
That's your throttle position sensor underneath there. So we're gonna take our T20 again. There's a screw here, one there, and one here for the IAC valve. Gonna spin these out. Could you do me a favor, one other favor, Phil?
Yeah.
Grab the can of grease. Our white can of grease, so we can grease up these. Okay. Thank you. That's all right. So there's our IAC O-ring. This IAC looks like it's seen better days, but as far as I know, it's working. See all that carbon though?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not exactly ideal. So, you know what? Even though we're not gonna clean it, I'm gonna take this. Darn it! What size are you? I'm gonna take this throttle position sensor off because we're gonna clean the whole body with the carb cleaner. So then we got two more screws here. Oh, make sure your ratchet works the right way. Hey, man. I like to inject a little humor into my content. I'm not perfect. I think you know that from working with me for sure. Alright, there we go. There's our throttle position sensor. Okay, so these we did already. Alright, now we're going to take the injector body off of the main throttle body. So we got this here. Alright, and then you have these that hold the body to the you got the injector body which holds it to the main throttle body.
Are these not used? Why would you not be available?
You know what I mean. You could look it up for yourself. Alright. So now we've got the injector body separated from the bottom base throttle body. This is your idle set screw. If you turn that out, your idle will go up. If you turn it down, your idle will come down. Okay, so now let's get this off. These are all your vacuum ports. There we go. Alright, you ready for a job, Phil? Mm-hmm. Alright. So now, Pop that off. There's your ports. Let's see, let me get a little razor blade action going here. This is aluminum, so you really want to be careful with it. There we go. Alright. Go ahead, take that. Go step somewhere where you're not going to spray everything with it and spray out all those ports, okay? You could, if you don't want it to smell. There's our vacuum gasket. Okay. Now this is pretty much stripped down to its bare components. Got the old gasket there. Alright, last thing we're going to do is take off our fuel pressure regulator right here. That's tighter than I thought it would be. Pretty happy with that? Okay. So here, Phil. Next thing you're going to want to do, see all this schmutz all over the side? Take this, because we're using plastic because we don't want to destroy the aluminum. You're going to hold this open like this. You could even, you know what you do? Scrub the outside of this, spray it, scrub it with the brake cleaner, and then get yourself a semi-clean rag and clean in the bore with a rag, okay? Watch your fingers. If that snaps on your finger, it's going to suck. Okay? Yeah, just clean it as much as you can. Alright, so we got 4 screws holding on this pressure regulator. Oh, don't flop the screw away like I just did. How's it look? Better? That does look a lot better. Nice job. It really does. For a second I'm like, no. That can't be the same one. Not to second guess you, but you sprayed in all the ports and stuff too? Alright, I'm just asking. Like, you want to try and get all the little nooks and crannies where the carbon builds up. That's the most important part, really. Because air and fuel has to travel through those small passages. Okay, so this is under tension. You can see I'm holding it with my finger here. You don't want to let this go flying when you open it up. Nice. Now there's an order to how these things go in here. So we've got a spring, got the cover, got the regulator diaphragm. You can see the large brass insert goes in. Okay. Then we've got the body here. So fuel comes in this side, gets regulated with the diaphragm, goes into the injector, gets returned, and goes back out that port. So this is the in port, this is the out port. Alright, is there anything else I need to strip off this? There's the bottom of the injector body. We're going to have to put the new base plate gasket on there, but so just make sure you get in here, Phil, scrub this a little bit, you know. The fuel runs through here, through these ports, so hit it here, 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 all over. You get the idea. I'm going to start reassembling the actual throttle. Okay, so let's line up our... There we go. Vacuum. There we go. This feels like there's an alignment dowel right there. You okay over there, buddy? You're what? Is it cold? Alright, so there's our vacuum ports. Alright, now we're going to put back on our throttle position sensor. That does look pretty clean. Nice job. Go ahead. Okay, throttle position sensor. Let's make sure that doesn't bind up. Looks good. Okay. We're gonna take a tiny bit of little grease. Always grease up all your O-rings before you insert the part in, otherwise you could tear the O-ring. So this is gonna go in with the connector facing down, like so. Okay, there's our IAC valve, our vacuum plate, throttle position sensor. So all our components are back in the bottom. So that should work for us there. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna get the gasket that mates the two of those together. It's gotta line up. That's a little tight. Alright, stay there. Throttle body faces like this. The regulator points out. The throttle cable points towards the back of the vehicle on this vehicle. So let's get this thing lined up. Do. Alright, how's that look? Nice and sandwiched. We're almost done here. Got this done pretty quick. Gotta make sure this is tight. Got that radio playing in the background, it just got louder. Tight. Okay. Now the last thing we're gonna do. It picks up more. Like if the signal gets stronger for some reason, if it was being held back. All right. So diaphragm. Here's our new diaphragm. Brass insert, larger side goes in like this. I'm always worried when I'm doing these that I'm not putting them in straight. So try and center it before you put your cover plate on. Plate. Now, let's get a couple screws in here. Vroom vroom, the guys next door are testing out their blowers. That's okay. One more screw. We're almost done here, Phil. All we gotta really do is put the injector back in and we're done. That's pretty quick. 140. Probably only been recording, what? 15, 20 minutes tops. One, two, three, 4 screws. Now we're just gonna grease the injector O-ring, put that in, and this throttle body is rebuilt.
Do you know where my snap-on gauge is?
Gauge, like a tire pressure gauge?
Like the temperature, tire temperature?
I'm not 100% sure. There's a bunch of wiring probes in the bottom of this blue toolbox over here.
See if there's a snap-on.
Yeah, see there's a bunch of probes and stuff in there? I'm not sure.
That's for the scanner. But I'm looking for a handheld.
Like a voltmeter?
Yeah, my voltmeter.
I do not. I didn't even realize you had one, to be honest. Oh, there you go. All right, and that is a rebuilt throttle body. All said and done. Thanks for your help, Phil.